a preacher of righteousness, and he brought the flood upon the ungodly. Noah lived in a hostile environment. Sin reigned. Sin prevailed. The world hated Noah. You know, who would have ever thought that you could go to jail for praying in your mind within 100 yards of an abortion clinic? What are you doing? Nothing. What are you thinking about? Thinking about God? You thinking about praying? Okay, you broke the law. Silent praying in your mind is illegal in many places within 100 yards of an abortion clinic. Now, how insane and how wicked are we? Noah was someone who did not care. Genesis 6:5, God saw the wickedness of man was great in earth. Every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only on evil continually. How do you combat that? Every thought, every deed on evil, looking for, inventing ways to sin. You know, the mind can be a perverse thing. Perversion drives. It's got the internet where it's at today. If it wasn't for perversion, we'd still be on Commodore 64. Some of you don't even know what those are. We'd be typing things out. Verse 11 says it was filled with violence. Verse 12 said it was corrupt. Verse 13, God said, I have had enough. Can I tell you, we must draw a line between us and the world. Just because they do it doesn't mean we should do it. Just because your child says, well, so-and-so gets to do it, doesn't mean you should get to do it. 1 Peter 3, 10 through 12, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that they speak no guile. Let him eschew evil or escape evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. Avoid all kinds of evil. Hate it. Abstain from the very appearance of it. Have no fellowship with it. Judge it. Particularly avoid rendering evil for evil or taking revenge. Proverbs 16:17, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keeps his way preserves his soul. We are called to live differently from the world. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they say. I don't care if it's normal to have 15 video subscriptions. I still have 0. I don't care. You mean you don't? No, I don't. It's not worth it to go from God smiling at me, from God all of a sudden going. You ever felt God do that to you? You do something, and all of a sudden you feel like God's like. You're like, uh-oh. God, I'm sorry. Thank God He forgives. John 17, verse 16 and 17, I pray, Jesus said, not that you take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil of the world. They're not of this world. Listen, if we're going to survive an evil world, you're going to have to draw a line. He was also a preacher of righteousness. There will be a polarization of people's lives. The world will continue to get worse and worse. You will either have to oppose the tide by proclaiming righteousness, or you'll get swept out to sea. If you don't lock into the anchor I'm not afraid to speak, to declare. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to pretend this is what is right. This is how you live. Doesn't matter if it feels good. Doesn't matter if you like it. Doesn't matter if you're raised that way. This is what God says. They want to change definitions. What they call normal today, we used to call crazy. We did. Not going to say what else, but it's get in trouble here real quick. But we didn't accept it. We're like, dude, you're weird. The floodwater of wickedness seeks to destroy us, to wash us away if we do not resist it. Let's go back to Lot. He entered the land of Sodom just to get along, just to become part of the system, just to make a living, just to interact. I mean, he wasn't going to get into it. Lot didn't get a boyfriend as soon as he moved down there. He didn't call up one of them weird apps, well, I'm going to Sodom. Let me log on to whatever this weird app. He didn't do none of that. He pretty well stayed away from the sin, but he brought himself right in the middle of it. Yeah, dude, you're cool, I'm cool, where's your money? That's how it was. I'm getting tired of getting all these ads. Two nasty old men sharing a pillow. I got Hilton sent me a